I'm sorry for I'm late. I do apologise that I'm late, guys. I had a technical issue. I had to restart my computer. Pain in the ass. Let's quickly get set up. Let's see what we've got going on today. Welcome to the stream. I'm setting up 2 seconds, guys. I'm setting up my chat. Okay, we're on. Right, guys, let's get amongst it. So, again, I do apologise for the delay. I turned the computer on normal time, but it just for some fucking reason it just didn't work. So then I had to reset my computer, and then we had to go again. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay, right. I quickly want to go over our oil trade from yesterday, and then we're going to get into a top down on NAS. So oil, we took a buy yesterday on oil from the daily here, and we've had this nice pump. We are filling the range now. However, what I'm expecting is I'm expecting price to come up and break this high, because if you think about it, why did we close back into this range? There's probably only one reason why we've done that, and that's because we need to come and break the highs. Okay, so what you can get though, with there being swing trades, you can get a bearish close. Bearish close, and doesn't mean that's it, it's reversing. You can do that quite a lot when you're in these swing trades on oil. And then now and again you might get like a big pump. Okay, so it doesn't mean that if we get a bearish close on the next few days, doesn't mean we're reversing. The only time I'm going to manage risk is if we close back below these levels. That's when I look at managing risk, and we'll look for another entry. But yeah. Okay, so and then our targets, we're going to take some partial around 64.740 if you want to. You've got another area for 71.08. But really, guys, my target, if we break out of this wedge, I'm expecting price to come all the way up to 106, which is really nice. So that's what I'm looking at. But it's just a case of, can we break out of this wedge? We might reject from that wedge to come back down. That's why we're going to take some partial around that area. Okay, so that's oil. So we're still looking good on oil. Let's go on to NAS. Now, NAS yesterday was frustrating. So we had areas marked up, didn't we? So if you watched my stream yesterday, price done exactly what we said it could do. Okay, so we had good morning, Andre. How are you doing, mate? Share my screen for you.
Good, thanks.
I'm running late this morning. I nearly flung my computer through the window. Fuming. Are we on? We're on, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, so NAS done exactly what we thought it could do. So we had potential. Where's 8 o'clock? So where were we at? We were about here by the time we got on. So this is what we seen yesterday on NAS. Yeah. And we said you can either have a buy stop above the daily, because if the daily flips to the upside, you're very likely going to be tapping at least 29.49. But we could expect price to drive through this range at least to 21.178. This is another area it could reject from. So you could have just went with just a buy stop, or we were looking to try and get these wing back buys, which didn't get tapped. Unfortunately, it didn't come down. So we missed that. Or you could have took an hour above this area 28.74. But the issue we had, guys, is as price moved, we had high impact news around 1:30. So this is the 1 o'clock close here. Sorry, 2 o'clock close. So you would have been there at that point. So whether you would have took it, I'm not sure. I probably would have took it, to be fair, after a bottom wick to come up to this level. But news had pushed it, and this is what was frustrating. So we had some lovely ambushes, you know, the buy stop above, the 1 hour close above, or even the wing backs. But unfortunately, news was coming out, and news can do anything. There's times where you might think about this next time and think, okay, this time I'll put it on because it played out last time, but then it doesn't play out. So yeah, unfortunately, then price had done the full move without us, and we're now in around that area. So the issue we've got now is, what's the daily going to do? So the daily has hit a zone where it could reject from, which is pretty frustrating because it's tapped a zone where it could reject from. So what is this daily going to do? Are we going to reject here and close bearish? And if we do close bearish, how big of a bearish candle are we going to get? Are we going to get a small bearish and then we start trickling down, or are we just going to drop through the floor, or are we going to carry on? So if we look at all the times where price is closed in around 21.178, which is here, and I'm on about times where prices came from the downside to the upside. All the times where prices came from the downside to the upside. What's happened to price? Well, this one, we got a bottom wick to around these levels, and then we drove and carried on to fill the rest of the range. This one, we ended up closing bearish. We tapped this level, which we've already tapped. So could we see a rejection to give us that bottom wick to come down to 29.88 potentially? So either way, it looks like we're probably going to have to come down to these levels. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of all of this now. All the drawings. That's the top. And then we can come back down to these levels. So could we expect price? That was a weekly. That's the weekly zone. Now remember, guys, we've still got 3 days left. What day are we on? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So yes, I know we're very bullish, but this weekly could still flip to the downside at any point. Now, for it to flip to the downside, what would the dailies have to look like? Well, we could get something like this candle, which is a weekly candle. Now, what does that look like in there? Let's have a look. So the daily means we would look like this to come down. I'm not sure we're going to do that because the weekly is going to have to close bullish. So for example, this weekly would probably need to close bullish, and then the next weekly comes down. Doesn't really help us because it's filled the range. Look at sells then. Muraki. I'll see what the Muraki looks like. Round. We're in a difficult situation here. We don't know if we're going to reject from here or we're going to carry on. But what I do know is if we reject, we do come down to this level, and the pullback on this one comes down to that. So could we look at some sells back down to 21.08? Even if we drive up, we should still pull back down to that. I don't like taking sells because we are bullish on the... I'll tell you what we can get. We've had a 6-hour breakout to the upside. If we can get a fake out to the downside, we'll take sells down to 21.084. We've got 2.5 hours left of the 4. So if I can get a 4-hour close like this, fantastic fake out, we'll take sells down. Same again with the 3. 2 is similar. 1. So if we can get maybe a 1-hour close like this, then we could look at sells down. This would be our advantage point to come and break the low, because this would be a fake out. That would initiate the 2 going to fake out, the 3 fake out, the 4 fake out, if it's going to fake out, that is. Because currently everything's broke out to the upside. So would we wait for a top wick? Not necessarily, but what we could do is I would potentially look to get a sell stop on. Stops above the high, the lower risk. The issue we've got, this is my, well, this area here, 20, is the extremities. You can't be, you don't want to sell anything less below that. You'd have to wait for a bearish daily bearish close. So this is our only range really. This is probably the only thing we've got today. If we can get I'll be looking at something like that. Yeah, if we get a fake out on this one, that's what we'd be looking at. It'd be less risk on this, because what I'd be doing is, would I have my stops up there? Stops. 83. This is just betting that the 2's going to fake out to the downside, the 3's going to fake out to the downside, and the 4's going to fake out to the downside, and the 6. And we're only looking at this is because we're basically saying that the daily has hit that area of rejection. We rejected here slightly, and we haven't got a bottom wick on this daily. So does price need to give us a bottom wick at least in order to drive up? I would probably think so. And the reason why we think so is because this one gave us a bottom wick before driving up. And unfortunately, this is what's difficult. We've only got 2 areas to go up. We've only got this area and this area. All these other areas are coming from the upside. So we can't really look at these. We can't take these into consideration, because what have we done? We've came from downside up. And the only times we've done that is here and here. So I think I'm going to take that 1 hour. If this 1 hour can close like this, you would probably say, well, why did you fake out here? You probably need to grab some liquidity. Where's the only place for liquidity now? Well, below here. Some money there. So that's what I look at, and that's the bottom wick for the daily as well. So we might have some sells at 9 o'clock, guys, which is good. Other than that, I don't know whether I could take buys. The only way I could take buys is if we see, you've had a breakout on the 4. No, you are. If we can get it close up, oh, there's that forward close there. See, close respected. That's difficult. We would have to go above that. Area that. Have to be the 4, wouldn't it? So if we look at this area, we had a bearish close, and then we had a breakout with this 4, and then we had a bearish 4. Then look what the new 4 done, came up, broke the highs again, then flipped and drove. Does that mean we can't have stops just above the high? That means we're going to have to move stops a tad. So let's have a look for a better area for stops. I think there's an area here. This be the stops. Too big that for me. I think what we could do is, if the 1 hour does fake out to the downside, I've got this 1 hour zone. Okay, we'll use these areas. And that's where I'd have my stops. Actually. I think that's what I'd look at stops, guys, for me. Yeah. So that's what I've got going on. That's what I'm after. If the hourly can close back into this range. And what we're expecting with the 4 is if we can get something like that, a proper fake out, and then hopefully top wick, carry on back to the downside. Okay, yeah, happy with that. It's riskier because we don't know if this daily is going to flip to the upside. Now, the daily has never closed here and drove up without a bottom wick. Never. Okay, it's always either rejected from here, which only happened once, or drove from here, but we got a bottom wick down to these levels. So that's what we're trying to grab. We can't take buys really unless I get some closures above. But this area is hard to find ranges. So 9 o'clock, we're looking at some NAS, potential NAS setup. Okay, happy with that. Let's have a quick look at gold. Now, what did we have yesterday on gold? We had a daily closure below this level. So look what the daily's done there. So Let's do a quick top down. So we know the monthly is still currently bullish, but we haven't had much of a bottom wick on the weekly. Then we had a weekly bearish close and then a weekly bullish close, but didn't break out, close respecting. Then we're pushing down with this weekly. We've still got 3 days left, so this weekly could flip to the upside at any point. Okay, so we're currently still bullish on the weekly, so this could flip to the upside at any point. Then the daily came down. We weren't sure that this had broke out, close respecting, but because we've closed bullish with the next daily, what are we saying? Well, what we're saying is that this daily is now confirmed that we did close respect in this area. So what does that mean then? Well, that means we've closed respect in this area. We are in this range, filled the bottom, we've closed bullish, therefore where should price be going? Well, price should be coming back up to fill the top of the range. We're still bullish on the weekly, so technically we could just get a buy stop off the daily, coming back up. The only issue we've got is this would be our target until he closed back above. That's the weekly's going to flip, which is 3 days. Sure, the weekly's going to flip though. Like, why didn't this bullish close above? That's what I'm saying. We haven't broke a low either. This is the low. If this daily had broke the low, that would have been better to get the buy stop on, because that gives you liquidity in order for this candle to now flip to the upside. Let's see if we can get a better entry. So if the forward can close back above this level, if the forward can close back above 3238, we can look at buys up. If not, we could just go off the daily. Check the news today. Okay, no news today, nice. Because what we're looking to mirror image this. You came down, you tapped this level. You came down, you tapped this level. You came up, you tapped this level. You came up, tapped this level. Come down to this level. Come down to this level. What does the 4 do? If the 4 closes back in, we could market execute to drive back up. So if the 4 closes back in, we could market execute to drive back in, or you could just get off the daily. And here's the thing with the daily, you'd only need stops really below this daily. Be looking at something like, good morning Drift, good morning Krish, how are you doing lads? So I'd be looking at something like that. But you'd be taking partial move to break even at 302 of the daily. The only thing I'm a bit cautious of is, I would prefer this forward entry, to be honest with you. Be better, because there's your advantage point at that point to break the high, so you could go risk free there. If we want to drive down, price might just need to break a high in order to drive down. So we need an advantage point. Sorry, that was a forward. Before, see, we didn't even break this. I broke this high, so we have grabbed some liquidity. So is it enough liquidity now to drive through this range? If so, I think I'd want to wait for the forward, because if we have got the liquidity to drive through, this forward should flip to the downside really. I can't see he's getting activated on that moment anyway. Yeah, so we'll wait for the fall. We've got potential wing back buys on gold at 3-2. Sorry, wing back buys. We've got potential buy stops at 3-2-5-8 on gold, or we're going to take a 4-hour close into this area, which would be a better entry. We'll just market execute because the next four doesn't have a bottom wick, so that means price just starts driving. But remember, these are 4-hour candles. 4-hour, another 4-hour, another 4-hour, so it can take a while to get up. Okay, so it'll be a nice trade if we can grab that. Stops would only need to be below the daily low, because what we're saying is, we're saying that this day, because we close bullish here, we're saying that this daily technically should flip to the upside, start coming back up like that. Yeah, no more. Let's get this buy stop on. So we're gonna have a buy stop above the daily, guys. I'm gonna have a buy stop. Take partial, move to break even would be here off the daily trade, but we're gonna try and get in off the 4-hour as well. And our target would be so that's what I'm looking at. Okay, we've got a 4-to-1, so that's what we're looking at the daily. So you can have buy stops on if you want, but I am looking for a better entry with the 4. If the 4 can close back into this range, I'll probably look to market execute off the 4-hour. Okay, let me just get this on my trade ideas, and then got 10 minutes left for Naz. Naz is potentially lining up. Oil's looking well, Andre, isn't it? Did you get in on that oil trade?
Yes, mate. It tapped me in eventually, so
Nice.
it's looking good.
Look, I was a bit good about Naz yesterday when he was just lining up lovely.
Yeah.
How's the family doing? Good?
Yeah, they're doing well. Got the little one going for 1-year vaccination today.
Oh.
So that's always a fun time.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? The teething for me. Ashton was a nightmare.
Yeah, well, she is teeing a lot now.
You just want. And Ashton had colic.
Oof.
Colic was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Honestly, if colic was a human being, I'd punch his head in. Yeah, that is on. let's go to NAS. So this 1 hour is going to go. Need that fake out. 4 minutes left for a close. 3, 4. I think I might want a top wick here, guys. Still getting low. Okay, I want to see if I can get this top wick if possible. Worst case, we can take sellers below 21,211 if we do flip, but if this hour closes like this, I want a top wick to at least previous support, and then we can look at sell stops underneath. Because you're closing bullish on the 30. I know we've closed back into the area, but why didn't we carry on driving? That's a 30. Had a lovely fake out on the 30. So if I can get price to come up to there, tap them levels. If not, yeah, I think I need that pullback. So this broke a high. This broke a high. We then came down. Tapped these levels. Came down. Tapped these levels. Look what price does. Taps here where we're at now. Could we see a pullback to here? That would be the new hour coming down. Break the lows again. We're thinking, oh, that's the move. And then look what price does. Comes all the way back up. Then the move. So could we... So if we just wait for this pullback, that's the move. I might be wrong, but what I'm looking at price is... That's what I'm saying. I mean, to be honest with you, even if you did get in, your stops would be safe anyway. We could actually look at another entry around here. I don't know. We do. I just don't. What it is I don't like is the 6 hour is currently bullish. The 4 hour is currently bullish and broke out to the upside. The 3 hours broke out to the upside, currently bullish. The 2 is the same, broke above the high. The 1 would be the first sort of higher time frame candle what's faked out. So then what would follow then is the 2, the 3, the 4, if we're expecting that. But at the minute, them candles can still flip to the upside. So, yeah, let's have a look at the lower time frame. See what happens here. See how this 5, if this 5 closes like this, we could potentially wait for a little top wick and then get a sell stop underneath the 5. And what we could look to do is maybe go risk free around this level. I know I've got this area for take partial, but we can go risk free. So around here. This is just off the 5. If we do come back down, and then we come back up, we get stopped to break even, we know price can come back to here, or that drive down to this area. Just look for another entry. Don't know whether I would take that win back sell, because these flips and drives on that point. Let's mark up anyway, just in case. Okay, here's the new hour. 15 still respecting. I'm not in yet, guys. Not in. I want a top weight. Can I break a high? If I can break this high, maybe that would probably be the one I would want to see. Really. This being stops. 64. Okay, if I can come and break a high, I'll get a sell stop underneath this 5. Which would be the hour technically. Ideally, I don't want to pull back to this. Okay, lovely. Right, I'm going to get a sell stop underneath this 5, guys. If this 5 doesn't flip and push down, well, we could keep it on. Because that would just be off the hour. Just means price might come up to these levels. Or coming down. Let's see what this. Stops for me is 21,283. 21,283. I tell you what, you're having a treat today. 2 trades. Bloody hell.
Christmas.
Yeah, like Christmas. Oh, might get activated here. I'm in, I'm activated. We have sells on this. I am going risk free, guys. At 21,199. I'll just go risk free. I won't take any partial. I don't think it'll be enough for us to take some partial. But I will go risk free. But my target is this level.
Stops, mate.
Stops at 21,283 because we know price can come back to that level.
21,283.
Yeah. 21,283. 21,283. Lovely. And I'm on 1% risk on this on a 50k account. This is where I'll be taking some partial here.
29,997.40.
Yeah. 29,997.
Risk free 2-1.
Because what we're trying to look to see if we're going to get this. So this is the 1 hour flip into the downside. We had a fake out. Are we going to get this or are we going to carry on? So we've got to go risk free in case we need to come back up to this level before the drive. So that means we would do something like this, back up, and then the drive through to this area. Yeah. So I'd rather just get stopped out at break even, not take any profit. But if price comes back up, then we could look at a wing back sell from here, or we just put sell stops underneath the hour again. That's it, as simple as that. This is a lovely pump.
So
Okay, we've got one. You've missed the entry.
Yeah.
Oh. The next 5 might come back up and give you a top weight.
Yeah, let's see. But if it's going to tap the risk free now, then I'm going to cancel it.
Yeah, this is the thing. Okay, we've got 30 seconds left of this 5. And let's see how this 5 closes. Because we don't tend to pump down with one candle. I mean, it's took 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to get down. So 20 minutes basically to get down to that area. So it doesn't mean that it's going to drive to that area now. And the top wicks as well, the top wicks do come back to break even, so we don't want to go to break even too early. So you could potentially get in off this pullback.
Yeah, let's see who's going to tap me in.
Five close respect to mine, but it's just a 5. Oh, we flipped on the 5. Are we going to break the low? I am expecting a bullish 5 close. So if you can't watch the lower time frames, guys, just stay on the hour. This is just a trade off the hour, technically. Okay, so if we look at the hour, we've had a fake out on the hour, but we've got to understand that the 2, the 3, the 4 is all broke out to the upside still. Okay, so they can flip to the upside at any point. But what we're trying to catch is this the first initiation of the 2, 3, 4 going to be faking out to the downside? And the first kind of what's going to do that, it's going to be the hour, isn't it? So is this hour the fake out we're after to the downside? And that's why we're in on this off the hour. So you could just leave the hour time frame on if you struggle to watch on the lower time frames. I like to watch on the lower time frames because it sort of helps with my trading. I can sort of read price and sort of enjoy it, if you like. Go test that low again. So it's the same with the stops as well. You don't have to go risk-free here, because if you're going off just the hour, if you think about it, you shouldn't be breaking the high until at least the 4 hour closes. So the 4 hour should give us that bottom wick to at least these levels anyway. So you could just keep stops where they are and don't go risk-free and just wait for the hour to come down to them. Even if the hour does come back up and flips back to the upside, we know it can flip to the upside and come and tap these levels here at 21,257. We know it can come back up to tap that. So we know it can do it. So if we go into drawdown, technically we shouldn't be panicking because we know price can do that. Yeah.
Okay,
so
tap risk free now.
Yeah, I've been tapped risk free. So you can go risk free now if you want, guys. I'm not taking any partial. We've got 6 minutes left for a 15-minute close. Oh, we're doing a drop. I want to see how this 15 closes. Okay, I'm going to go risk free now. I'm now risk free on this trade. Can we come straight through? Is this going to be the drop down? Or are we going to reject from these levels? We're in the last area. So this area here, this wick, is where you can reject and close bullish still from this level. So if we can push past this and the 15 close below, fantastic. For the 5 close. So if we're going to reject, we're probably going to reject with this next 5. The next 5 will come back into the area. Wow, what a pump. And we've got another 15 close. Can that 15 get down? I'm not sure that full 15 will get down. So you didn't get in on this, Andre?
No, unfortunately not.
Right.
It was a little bit too late.
Okay, new 5 candle. Can we just pop straight down with the next 5? got no bottom wick. Ooh. Okay, guys, I'm going to take some partial. We've got no bottom wick on that 5. Yeah, I'm going to take some partial now, guys. We're risk-free. I've took some partial out of the trade. Okay. So I've took about 70% out of that trade. Sorry, guys, I missed the chat. Not sure if it's just me, but your sound's playing up. It was me. Closed it and come back. Thank God for that drift. Because this computer's pissed me off today. Okay, did you just grab... Chris, Drift, did you grab that trade? Are you in it? No. Look at that. What a pump that is. So what we could look at now is if the... What's next? We still got... That must have been the new 2-hour candle. So the 2-hour didn't actually fake out. Ooh. What did the 3 do? The 3... If we can get... We would probably have to wait for the 4 now. If the 4 can close below here and we get a top wick, you could look at sells to come further down as additional positions. But we filled most of the range now. The range for the 1 is here. I'm not sure I would take a 1 below here because then that would leave how many hours left of the 3? Sorry, the 4. That would only leave 1 hour left of the 4. So I'm not sure if the 4 would drive that much. So I don't know whether I would take another hour underneath that. So see what I mean? See, have you noticed why I've said I'm taking partial now, and even though we haven't tapped this area? Why do you think I said that? The reason being is because what price tends to do is if you can have a candle with no bottom wick, right? Not all the time, but it is a sign where the next one can close bullish. The opposite tends to close the opposite, and that's why I was a bit dubious about that candle. And what it looks like we're rejecting now. Are we going to come straight back up? Now the 15 is about to close in 2 minutes. So if the 15 closes like this, technically you've had another breakout on the 15 below this level. If we get a close below that and we get a top wick, we might even get another position on, because you haven't filled the range yet. There's the range on the 15. So the 15 range is this, but we've got to close in that area. 15 does. What did we take from that there? 40 pips, nice. Basic Meraki fake out. That was. We wait for the 30. That's the question. The thing is, I would want a top wick here, but I don't think we need one on the 30. I'm not going to get that second position on, guys. At 15. I mean, it still looks nice to come down. This could just be a pullback. see if we get on. I'm just going to quickly flick to gold. Yeah, so we've got buy stops on, haven't we? We've got buy stops on gold. And we're waiting on the 4 hour. It's weird because we've got an area for the daily close for sells below. But at the moment, this is now 4 hour buys above.
I'm gonna drop off, mate. I might check in a bit later again.
No worries, mate. I'll catch you later.
Right. Cheers, bye.
So we'll be back in 45 minutes for gold. If we get a forward close back above, we're looking at getting a better entry on gold. What are we doing on NAS? I am looking for other entries as well. I think I need a... Well, we know this one was a win, so let's change the stats. I might start these stats fresh, to be honest with you, because these are from last year as well. Guys, I'm just going to go make a cup of tea. I will be back in a few... Yep, I'll make a cup of tea, guys. I'll be back in a second. Christ doing? I'll be on till 10. We'll see if we get this forward close above on gold. 33 minutes. I'll be on till 10, guys, and then we'll see what the crack is. Ooh, I'm gonna get stopped at break even. Jeffrey's on the mic. Jeffrey's on the mic. There's your shout out, Jeff. We're in a trade now. We're risk free. We've got potential setup on gold. We've got buy stops on gold as well. And our oil, Jeff, is looking pretty fancy. That's our oil trade from yesterday. Swing trade. So we're looking at price to come all the way up to these levels of 106 if we can push past these levels. It's a nice wedge. So we're looking good. Gold, we're waiting for the forward close at 10 o'clock. If we can get a forward close back into this area above 3238, we can look at getting a better entry. But currently we've got buy stops above off the daily to flip target 3427 and stops down here. Tell you what, we had a fantastic game last night, Jeff, didn't we? One of the best games I've had, I think. Really good. I enjoyed it. Big on this one. have to do today. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, guys, I'm back to trading on YouTube now. So I traded all last year. We had some fantastic stats last year, and we're back at it this year. So 8 AM UK time for London session. I'll be on most weekdays. Tomorrow I'm not on tomorrow, unfortunately, but I'll be back on Friday. Watch on YouTube, drop us a like, subscribe to the channel. We've already grabbed 40 pips this morning, and we've got a buy stop on gold. Yesterday we had a trade on a swing trade. We entered a swing trade on oil as well. If you want to know how I trade, then the link in the description, the Meraki course, is available for you, and anything else you want from our company is in the description. My name's Jeff. My name's Jeff. Oh, that's a lovely 5 close. It's just, is this hour going to drive down? Or is this all we're having until the next hour comes along? Gonna get stopped at break even. Excuse me. Bloody hell. I'm down the wrong hole there. Oh. Oh, are we out? I am. I'm out at break even on this, guys. Okay, nice. 40 pips we grabbed on that one. We've got 9 minutes. We still haven't tapped this area though, so what does that mean then? So, we had that 1 hour fake out. The 2 is going to close in another hour. The 3 is our next bet. If you get a 3 close like this, top wick, and then you could potentially take that 3 to come and break these lows. That's what I'd be after. Or the 4. The 4 would be better. So, if I get a 4 close below this level today, like this, then you would have had a fake out on the 4. I'd be after top wick to come down. Advantage point is breaking this low, but we could see coming down to 21,088 or even 20,995 levels. So that's what I'm after now on NAS. But obviously I'll be jumping off around about 10 o'clock. What we have to. So if I break themselves. It's gold. We're after gold. If the 4 hour closes above, guys, I'm looking to market execute. If it doesn't, then again it's the same. It just means the next 4 might do it. The next 4 does it, fantastic. I'll still take that 4. but you're gonna have to wait another 4 hours. This is the issue you've got. We've got buy stops off the dailies. The daily does flip to the upside. You're pretty confident you should flip and push back up towards these levels at 3300. Yeah, so that's what I've got going on. So we'll see how this 4 goes on. Come on, the 4. We've got 5 minutes left, and then we'll call our stream from there, guys. Get that 4 close above. I don't think we're going to get it, are we? Nah. We would need this. We'd need this 5 to do something like that. It's just not going to happen, is it? Okay, guys. Lovely. It's not going to happen, that. Because remember, this 4 can still flip to the downside. If it wants to.